Hello and welcome back to another breakdown of my work. Today I'm going to break down a music video which took approximately 7 months to create. Not in terms of every day working 7 months or even every week, so working 7 months, but waiting for the right elements to fall into place. Some things are also decided on season. This was a very unintentional long project between a German artist, Marius Antonin Fleck, and myself. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. So Marius approached me and said, "Hey Patrick, can you make me a lyric music video?" And what that means is that lyrics come up on the screen and you make some pretty little graphics as the song continues, and yeah, simple-ish. And I kind of was a bit like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to kind of do some graphic stuff. So I suggested maybe I would create some visual stuff using my camera, or cameras in this case. So I then accepted the job, but then said, okay, well, I would like a little bit of creative freedom in this one. And Mario said to me, sure, why not? Go for it. You've got total freedom. And as soon as he said that, I was a bit like, I've got total freedom to do this. Okay, so I've got a responsibility to make a compelling music video for this topic, for this for this song. And the song is a cover, and Marius has done an adaptation version of it. For the ukulele, because he's a ukulele star. And I wanted to kind of do the song a bit of justice as best as I could creatively, and also with the budget that I had, which is zero. He approached me creatively and I accepted the job, and I said to him, look, you know, it's probably going to take a couple of months for me to be able to complete this. And this was back in October 2020. And we're now in May 2021. And that means it's about 7 months. 7 months since this project started. So it was unintentionally long, but we were waiting for a lot of elements to come into place. Weather, also kind of trying to figure things out scene by scene. I had already done a storyboard which I felt fit, and most of this music video runs along that storyboard that I had created, which is fantastic because not always does it work out like that. You kind of have to move elements here and there. And to a degree, I have done that. And during the creative process, there were some things that didn't fit. For example, just, I don't know, an image of something that just didn't fit there, so I had to kind of play around with it more and find something that worked better in that regard. However, the music video is very simple, and I really wanted to keep it as simple as possible, and the music is really the most important aspect of this piece, and I just wanted images that would support those lyrics as he was singing. Now, I didn't want anything kind of too flashy or too hectic, too crazy, so I kept it fairly simple. So there's a lot of stable shots, and there's a lot of kind of in-depth shots. And what I mean by in-depth is that each shot is kind of really well considered and tailored around those lyrics as they come into play during the music video. Again, because of the $0, €0, €0 krona budget, I kind of, you know, put that into to my space because I wanted to work with him on this creative project. But also I wanted to create something that I could be very happy to show off to anybody and say, hey, look, you know, these things are possible for whatever projects that may come out of the woodworks in the future. And you know, there was a lot of focus on art direction here. There was a lot of focus on props. There was a lot of focus on all the small things that make up an image. Now, because, you know, there's no budget to be able to hire in lots of folk and all this kind of stuff, my partner Renita stepped in and worked as well, played the main character in this role, which was awesome because we have access to some really amazing spots here where we live on the countryside, and also a lot of the buildings and areas look very old and they fit within the theme of this song. So we were able to really pull together a lot of things just by finding elements within the old barn that we have out the back here, and just putting together a bit of a stylistic thing that fits into this video. So without further ado, I would really like to go over to DaVinci Resolve. So here we are. Now, as you can probably see up in here, I've given away the name Pocahontas. So this song is made by Neil Young, covered by Marius Anton and Fleck and the Ukulele Joinery, or his Ukulele Joinery. And excuse the name here, I had some issues going on with some image exports for the title picture. However, I want to kind of jump into the actual music video of it rather than this one, just to give you an insight frame by frame, and talk about the frame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let the music video play at the end. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll let the music video play at the start of this video, just so you get already the impact on this video. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to go step by step. I'm going to go step by step through the frames, and I'm going to talk about the technical aspects of all of these. What I'm going to do is, before we go into this, there is a link in the Patreon description here with the music video attached. So you can actually, if you don't want this to be a spoiler per se, you can watch that music video first and then come back to it and have a look at the breakdown here. But if that doesn't bother you so much, then let's go ahead and let's have a look at this music video scene by scene. So the opening scene, I'm going to have no music to this because you can watch the music video yourself, but I'm going to be talking merely about the technicalities with the music video here. So each frame, very well considered, and the timing was all about like, okay, we need to have a look at a day and a time. So we'll go to the first scene, and here we go. So what I'll do is I'll just pause it right there and I'll talk about this scene. What I'm going to do is I'll just go full screen. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the first frame of the music video. So this is, as you can see, person with a boat, happens to be Ronita, my partner, and just by chance there were two swans in this misty kind of mountainous lake area, and it's so dreamy and it's so like like unknown. There is nothing that you can go, okay, well that's where it is, you know, I know exactly where that is. So this could be anywhere in the kind of northern hemisphere, and that's the lovely thing about this, is that I wanted something a little bit nondescript. I wanted something that gave us this depth, that gave us all of these elements. You know, not planning that the swans were there, but them coming into the picture was just an absolute dream for this shot. So this shot is, of course, you know, the wow, straight up in your face shot. And as she rows out, what I'll do is I'll let it play along. She rows. I told her to row towards the swans because that looks really amazing. So I'll pause that at the moment because my computer's having a little bit of a hard time keeping up with it here, because I've got this OBS stream recording live as well. Anyway, so I tried to build it as simple and as best as possible. There's no panning. I'm letting all the action happening by itself, you know, that everything, you can look around at different elements yourself in this picture, and that's the most important thing for me here with this art direction that like we've got this old wooden boat, which funnily enough Renita and some of her friends built. That's fucking cool. But the boat looks amazing. You know, they've got this real wooden, beautiful tone here, which stands out really on this glassy water. And then we've got the swans going across again. We've got this mountaintop here, and there was mist. You will see a little bit later on the video the next element, which is also another wow factor, at least for me anyway. Just, I don't know, the whole scene was set and ready to go, and I just needed to plonk my camera down and just capture this moment. And I'm so glad that the sun was coming up, and you know, the mist was rising. There was a few scenes before this where the mist was a little bit further down, but I felt like, again, I had to have the one with the swans, so I made that compromise, and the misty tops were kind of nice. So there's no special effects or anything here. This is exactly how it looked at the day of capture. So perfect lighting. We've got this kind of sunlight that's giving us this nice, it's about 45-degree direction. So we're getting this nice shape here. We're getting these nice shadows in the mountain. It's looking very, you know, 3D poppy. We get this dark shadow area here, which emphasizes the fact that the swans are in the picture as well. Then we're getting this kind of like, you know, the water just disappears into the background there. We've got this nice kind of blue sky up here, which is very kind of vivid blue. And everything, you've got all these little highlights on the mountains here. And then we go back down to our subject here. Light barreling down here and just exposing the side of the boat here. Then we've got the shadow side here. We're getting this beautiful look. And I can't say anything bad about this shot. I think this is a perfect shot, and the fact that it just worked out like this, rowing out, boom, this shot was for me the opening shot for this case. Yeah, I still even look at it and go, wow, what a beautiful shot. And I know you guys are like, well, as well, this is pretty cool. I want to check this place out. And you have to. Anyway, so again, no camera movement. I wanted the camera to be stationary. I didn't want anything fancy. I shot this on a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K with the Carl Zeiss 85mm with a, I do believe I had the variable ND on here. Now that was able for me to still have everything kind of at an exposure level appropriate, and as you can see here, that everything was exposed how I wanted it to be exposed. Enough with this scene. I'm just going to quickly go over to the next one. Now this scene cuts out and goes into a very nondescript grassy field here. Now the funny story about this was I used a walkthrough of a forest, and actually in the lyrics it says fields of green. So we wanted to literally match fields of green here with this one. And it was so lucky because I had gone out with an original cinema camera 2.5K from Blackmagic one day in summer, like a year or so ago, and I just so happened to go get some random clips of the nature, and it was just perfect because I was looking in the archives for something to fit, because I didn't want to go out and shoot, because it was actually at the time when I was putting this together, it was in winter and we had like 40 centimeters of snow, and it was just impossible. And then Marius was saying you should get some stock footage, and I was like, oh no, really, stock footage? I don't want to do stock footage. Anyhow, so it's a Cinema D&G. I was able to get like a decent quality out of it. It doesn't match 100%, but you know, it gets the picture across. So moving right along to the next scene, we go back to the boat for this one. Now here, let me go to full screen with this one. Okay, you can kind of guess what it is. So here was the TP scene. So this is kind of like the beginning of the antagonist aggressiveness to the music. Even though the music is very kind of mellow and chilled, there are some words there that are very strong, and I wanted to represent, you know, the kind of simplicity and, you know, smallness of life here. And when you listen to the music, and if you have already heard the music before, you're kind of putting the pieces together in your head. Yeah, that's just the smallness of these people compared to the big nature of the beast that was coming in. Now I shot this one on the Scarlett MX, the Red Scarlett MX with the 21mm Carl Zeiss, and that was. This is a lovely little shot. What I'm going to do is going to let it roll, and let's hope that it does what it wants to do without it. So, as you listen, babies crying on the ground. I've got this smouldering fire, all these small details. You know, I wanted to make it miniature, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here comes the imperialists and just crush the TP. Now, this crushing of the TP is so symbolic. Even though it's super simple, this black boot coming along and just absolutely destroying their little camp or destroying their culture per se. And I'm not going to go too deeper into that, but that was the metaphor there really that I wanted max impact. And as you notice, the whole screen or the whole composition is just there, and it gives you time to have a look at all the different elements there. You know, it's a miniature, but you get this beautiful winter backdrop as well, which was great. And I've got some behind the scenes photos to share with that one as well. Then we go on to the next scene. Here we've got Ranita playing Pocahontas, and this is a lovely little scene. We had now, this is not smoke, this is condensation because it was that cold. I think it was minus 10 or something degrees here. This is inside the barn that we have just outside of our house here. And yeah, we found some deer skins and a little table. We cleaned out this little section of the barn room, which kind of looked a bit like, you know, this kind of 1970s, 1980s, 1880s, 1700s, I don't know, something really old with this kind of wood. It could be the 1800s because I've got this electrical box up here. I don't know, I feel like that this works very well with the lyrics because, let me go back a little bit with the lyric here. So, they massacred the buffalo, and then she goes at the top of the stairs. Oh no, hang on, here we go. Her eyes have turned to blank. So here she's sort of like meditating in my little box. So this is the little box at the top of the stairs. So that the lyrics really dictate how you see the picture here. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted it to be kind of, boom, this is how it is. Very little movement, chilled. And here we have our actress just swaying left to right. She was actually covered up with some wool and all this kind of stuff underneath, but that was really cold. This shot was shot on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K with, I don't remember the lens. It looks like to be a pretty wide lens. Might have been the Tokina 11-16, maybe. I don't remember exactly. I've got pictures which I can have a look at later, and let you know because I'm a little bit hard to remember on this one. Anyhow, so this scene goes on and on and on, right up to the next scene. So this next picture is still within that little box room, and it goes into a solo, and the solo plays out, and the flame dances with it. And it's such a simple composition, again with the Pocket 4K, and I think this is the 50mm. I do believe it's the 50mm from Carl Zeiss. And here we're not using any, if we go back to this other scene here, I'm just using the natural light that's coming in through this window. And because it's already like backlighting our subject, it's got this beautiful 3D nature to it. It's got a bit of mystery, it's got a bit of emptiness, and that's what I wanted to bring across. And then we've got this little candlelight going on here, so we literally go super close to that. And here is kind of the meditation contemplation. And then with the scene that I shot last week to finish it off, hooray. Might have even been this week. Actually, I think it was this week. Yeah, that's right, Tuesday. Today's Friday. Here it comes up with a shot that says, I want my treaty rights. And this is really such an impactful statement because I took this because this was from a demonstration poster from a demonstration back when Marlon Brando was fighting for the rights of the Native Americans in the USA. With that political statement aside, this kind of jumps through, really gives us that impact here. You can read it. The music is kind of taking you through it. It gives you a moment to think about it, and that stillness and simplicity is what I'm going for here, and that's what is a simple overlay. That's nothing special. That's no special effects. Well, maybe it is for some. And then it literally just fades out. And then the next one is what I would say to be something a little bit more with a statement, a little bit more of impact. And this one is here. What you can see is that Pocahontas' hand has been constrained with a rope on a pelt with a feather, and you can see the elements in there. And this one here, this one really goes with the lyrics. It goes, I wish I was a trapper to trap the animals. But here it's like trapping Pocahontas. And I feel like that really connected with me emotionally because it's like, oh my God. And then it goes, I would give 1,000 pelts. Okay, obvious, she's on a pelt. And you would give 1,000 pelts. And then something that really pulls at the heartstrings here is just like to sleep with Pocahontas. Now this has got so many different, connotations here. It could mean sex. It could mean just to sleep beside her. Just to... There's a lot of in-depth things in these lyrics, and I think the lyrics are really emotional, and I wanted that image to really correlate to that there. And I think that has really done its connection here. And how she felt. So again, there's like deeper layers with this one. So she's feeling here probably trapped and alone and out of her homeland and all this kind of stuff. And then we go back to the Fields of Green, because that's what it says here. Then we go into the killer shot, and this was a little bit earlier on the day. So here we've got this low mist, this golden light coming in, and this boat action going on. And wow, what a beautiful shot. I'm just going to let that one pause right there. And this is also something that represents that emptiness, that vastness within the whole composition of the song, and also the composition of the imagery. Now, again, talking about the technical aspect, we're shooting, the sun is probably, just coming up over the mountains over here, and then coming, boom, down. And we're getting this beautiful streak here. Oh my God. We've got this lovely depth going on here. We've got this mist, which is giving us this kind of like feel light. It's giving us this fluff in here. We've got this silhouette of Anita in the boat as she comes across the screen. And then we've got this beautiful kind of landscape that we can have a look at in the background that just gives us this feel. And this was just, for me, when I was shooting it, I was like, I've got to get everything. How do I need to get in the right spot? And just trying to like communicate to get these shots was like, there's so many possibilities, but we were able to achieve it, which is great. Yes, anyway, and then jumping along, this is the last scene that was filmed for the music video. This has got, if it'll play it, this has got these images, these really prolific, famous images of Marlon Brando, the Astrodome, and all of this kind of stuff, projected onto a sign, and I've got a section of Marches with Core for Equality on one of these demonstration signs. It's not the complete demonstration sign. It's only what I could pull out of one of the images. I think there was some more information, but essentially Marches with Core for Equality, and this was with the sign there being projected, all of these elements, and then using that sign that I had before. I want my treaty rights in there. And then we've got something on the left hand side here. We've got Marlon Brando, Pocahontas, and Mario Santana Fleck. I created all of these signs with an old curtain which I hammered to some posts and stuck them in the ground. Went out to a field and projected, waited for the light to go down. Yeah, you get the picture. And then I've got these little pavo tubes here giving this like fiery effect going on. So the lyrics go on: Marlon Brando, Pocahontas and me, and Mario's is singing it. So that's the music video. So, and then the last scene goes on to the teepee once again, and this is kind of like this beautiful little outro. And then he says Pocahontas. Oh, and it's telling me media offline for some reason. Anyway, so that's going back to that, tying it in there. I would definitely, if you haven't already, advise you to watch the video clip all the way through, because then you feel the music, you feel you see the lyrics, you connect with the pictures. And talking about these composition wise, you know, there was more art direction involved in these ones. And I'm going to leave the last little scene out of it because it's really artistic, but I'll let you enjoy that one. And yeah, there was so many technical things that happened during the creation of this video. Again, 7 months is a long time to think about some of these pictures, and even though these images are very simple, really, and you kind of don't think about it, but like, you know, we've got many different seasons there. We've got autumn, we've got winter, we've got spring, and we've got summer. That's 4 seasons to fit into this. And then we've also got like other elements, like trying to get historical pictures that are modified and project onto the signs which are created, and all of this kind of stuff. It was actually an incredible feat to get this one done, and I'm super happy now that this has been done and released. And yeah, I think that's it for the breakdown of this video. There wasn't so many huge technical things involved in this one. It was literally just camera, lens, and working with natural light. And that was apart from the demonstration signs one, of course. Everything in this was shot with natural light. You just kind of got to think about where, how, what, why, when, and hopefully get the best pictures possible. So if that's an inspiration, get out there, go shoot. And a small comment on my setup here. I wanted to set up just using the pavo tubes today. No questions asked. Gaffer tape, couple of stands, make it look different. That's it from me. Patrick Webb is out. Lovely to see you guys. I'll get to see you guys soon. Goodbye.